Welcome, welcome, deep divers. Get ready to plunge into a truly fascinating world today. We're talking about Rob Scott's Lessek's Key, a narrative that isn't just a book. It's this sprawling, intricate tapestry. Think extraordinary characters, powerful magic, and destinies so deeply intertwined they'd make a Gordian knot look simple. Our mission for this deep dive: to pull out the most crucial insights, the surprising facts from this really dense material, basically giving you that shortcut to being incredibly well-informed about its complex layers.
And what's really remarkable about Lessek's Key is how it goes beyond, typical fantasy. It's a pretty profound exploration of personal trauma, the relentless, almost obsessive pursuit of power, and destiny itself, all meticulously woven through not one but two distinct worlds. There are just so many hidden depths waiting to be discovered, to be understood within this narrative. We're excited to pull back those layers for you.
Okay, so to really get Lessek's Key, we first have to grasp the very fabric of its existence.
Yeah.
The fold. This isn't just some geographical border, it's a dimensional barrier. It fundamentally separates Eldarn, the main fantasy world, from what seems to be our own world. I mean, there are references to places like Colorado, St. Louis, Knoxville.
Yeah, actual places we know.
Exactly. And what's absolutely wild is how you get between these realms through far portals. And these aren't like grand shimmering gates out of some prophecy. No, they're tangible objects, often mundane. A tapestry, a rug.
Or even like Stephen realizes just a speed bump at a city dump, which is kind of amazing.
It really makes you rethink what magic looks like, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
That detail, the portals being so unassuming, it's fascinating because it sort of grounds the magic, makes it feel pervasive, not just spectacular. And central to crossing this fold, and really to understanding the deeper magic at play, is Lessek's Key.
The key itself.
Yeah, this powerful talisman isn't merely an object. It's a source of immense power, yes, but also a flashpoint, a real point of contention. Our antagonist, Nerak, he chillingly believes he earned its knowledge, its power.
Even though Lessek was the one who actually chipped it from a granite slab, painstakingly.
Right. And the subtle shimmer of magic that's associated with the key and with these unassuming portals, it's intriguing. It hints at this deep, ancient power that doesn't need to shout about itself.
It really sets the stage for a truly epic conflict. The stakes are, both global and intensely personal. But of course, a rich world is nothing without its compelling inhabitants. So let's delve into this fascinating array of characters. Their lives are so intricately intertwined across these two worlds, often driven by, personal quests or these profound unresolved traumas. Kicking us off in a way is Stephen Taylor. His whole journey is just fueled by this desperate mission. Get back to his world, find Hannah.
But he's not just a hero on a straightforward quest. Initially, he's seen as a fugitive.
Yeah, even suspected of terrorism after a plane crash in his world. Imagine that kind of pressure. His relentless cross-country drive. Charleston through Knoxville, St. Louis, all the way to Denver. He's even stealing license plates to, avoid detection.
It's desperate stuff.
What in the sources did you find most surprising about him, given those initial circumstances?
Well, what's truly compelling about Stephen, I think, is his unique connection to the hickory staff.
Ah, the staff.
It's so much more than just a walking stick. It glows with ancient power, it can heal, it can cloak, and later it's revealed it actually contains knowledge Nerak himself hid within it, which is a twist.
Wow, okay.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Stephen's philosophy for defeating Nerak, it isn't just about raw magical power, it's about maths, magic, and compassion.
Maths, magic, and compassion. I like that.
The narrative really emphasizes that it's the compassionate application of his power that makes it strongest. It suggests this deeper inherent strength within Stephen himself, maybe even equal to or stronger than the staff's power. It really challenges those typical fantasy tropes,
And you see glimpses of that personal power, don't you? Like when Steve is just kind of musing about manipulating the fold, saying, paint the damn thing yellow if we want to.
Yeah. There's a certain defiance there.
A bit of swagger, yeah, even amidst all the chaos. Or his actions, like healing Garrick's arrow wound, or later helping Gilmore in the aqueduct. It's not just the staff doing the work, it's him embodying that philosophy.
Right.
Okay, so from Stephen, we have to turn our attention to his relentless adversary, Nerak, the Dark Prince. He's a truly terrifying antagonist, capable of just tremendous destruction. We see him burning down the canyon above Idaho Springs, and that moment Really chilling, where he kills Myrna Kessler by literally taking her soul and her memories.
Just rips them out. Horrifying.
His whole existence seems driven by this obsessive, single-minded need. Reclaim Lessek's key. What's the most chilling aspect of Nerak that really stood out for you from the sources?
Well, what's fascinating in a terrifying way is his ability to possess others, using them as just hosts.
Like puppets.
Exactly. Like Mantegna, a postman, Bellin. He uses them to wreak havoc and push his goals forward, and he's intensely interested in the Laren's spell table and the wind scrolls. He seems to recognize them as the potential source of his weakness.
Okay, so he knows where the danger lies.
Seems like it. And the sources explicitly state that Nerak is out of practice at fearing anything.
Oof.
Which just underscores his dangerous confidence, right? The immense, almost absolute power he wields. He kind of embodies that chilling truth. Absolute power, when pursued without fear, inevitably leads to, well, unbridled destruction.
Right.
And the dehumanization of everyone involved.
And his brutality is just laid bare. That cross-country drive, Charleston to Idaho Springs, he casually shoots a hapless clerk.
Just incidental violence.
And his grim intention, what he says to Stephen, about making him watch while he eats your heart. A truly dark, disturbing character.
Right. So another pivotal figure in this intricate web is Gilmore, whose true identity is Fantas.
Fantas, yeah. A former Larian senator, a sorcerer.
And he's been hiding from Nerak for 900 twin moons. That's a colossal amount of time.
An incredible length of time. Imagine the weight of that. His current mission, it's daunting. Find the third wind scroll and the spell table to finally banish Nerak, seal the fold. But this task, it's complicated by his own waning confidence, past injuries, like those cracked ribs mentioned. What can you tell us about the burden Gilmore carries?
Well, this really raises an important question, doesn't it? About the heavy toll, the profound moral compromises that come with wielding powerful magic, even for a greater good. Gilmore carries this palpable guilt. You can feel it, especially from sending Herrenbond to his death.
Right.
And inadvertently letting Nerak regain access because he tried to read the spellbook. The significance of the ash dream he has and the idea that Nerak's weakness is specifically documented in the Wind Scrolls, that ties directly into his urgent quest. His journey is really a powerful exploration of redemption, guilt, and the profound cost of wielding great power.
And it's those little details that really flesh him out.
Yeah.
Like his brief stint as a logger, finding the forest a good place to hide.
Hiding in plain sight, almost.
Or his lament about the missing spell table, even his newfound ability to fix his own injuries.
Yeah.
These subtle moments, they add layers to his really complex journey. So beyond these grand quests, we meet characters driven by really intense personal vengeance and profound trauma. Let's talk about Brexen Carteret.
Brexen.
Her determination just burns like a fuse. Her quest for vengeance against Carpello Jax is fueled by the trauma of her sister Bryn. Bryn was ruined by Carpello, turned into an angry, knife-wielding killer. And Brexen's meticulous, almost ritualistic burning of Versen's body, it speaks volumes about her resolve.
Brexen truly embodies incredible resilience and resourcefulness. She expertly navigates these hostile environments. She hides Salix. She uses her charm, but also, sheer force when needed. Her eventual torture of Carpello, culminating in Salix brutally slicing off his nose. It really highlights how profound personal traumas can fuel these extraordinary, often violent actions. It's a stark look at the consequences of past hurts and just how far someone will go for vengeance.
Indeed. And we see her antidote to loneliness with a waiter, briefly, and her cunning strategy, feigning shock during raids to avoid detection. She's a survivor, absolutely. Then there's Salix Pharaoh. We initially meet him injured, addled, significant memory loss, likened to a tree that has lived too long.
Yeah, kind of broken down.
Yet we learn he was once one of Eldarn's most dangerous men. And he has this deep personal connection to Bran. What can you tell us about his transformation?
Salix's journey is one of gradual healing, but also the terrifying return of his memories. His rage, just at the mention of Ren, the man he killed, is a key indicator of his violent past. The extreme cold he needed to fix his shoulder, that's a telling detail. And the possibility that wraiths might have addled his mind adds another layer of sort of supernatural intrigue. His story powerfully illustrates how deep-seated trauma can transform even the most dangerous individuals, sometimes leading to unexpected redemption or maybe just renewed purpose.
And we get glimpses of his old self, don't we? Like that chilling statement, eats guards like that to stay in shape.
Right, or that rare instance of him making a joke. It shows there's still a spark of the man he was buried under all that trauma and confusion.
Okay, now let's explore some of the unwilling travelers thrust into this epic conflict. First, Hannah Sorensen.
Mm.
She's grappling with this profound grief over her missing daughter, and she's initially hostile towards Stephen, which is, well, completely understandable given her situation. Her harrowing experiences in the Forest of Ghosts, those are particularly vivid, magic-causing memories, like a dog that wasn't real, to become intensely, vividly real, leading to immense mental and physical distress. What was the most unsettling aspect of her ordeal for you?
Well, Hannah's journey, despite the immense hardships, I mean, a broken collarbone, that forehead wound treated with Corley's, even being captured, it paradoxically seems to ignite this glimmer of hope for her daughter's return. Her experiences really highlight the unsettling nature of memory and reality when magic gets involved, especially with the Fenneroot work.
The hallucinogenic plan, yeah.
Right. It forces us and her to ponder how magic impacts her perception of her own past. What does she believe is truly real? It's a powerful narrative strand about how magic can just blur that line between reality and hallucination, maybe even madness.
And she even insists her daughter wore a helmet, despite the circumstances of her disappearance. That insistence, even when faced with the unreal, it's just heartbreaking. Next up, Ellen Jasper. His redemption arc is quite remarkable.
It really is.
He transforms from this drunken, apathetic former Larian senator into a figure of surprising wisdom and healing. His unique ability to rejuvenate from within, break magical curses, magical bonds, that's pivotal, especially freeing those slave magicians in Wallstar Palace who are addicted to Nerak's power. How does his personal history connect to this surprising transformation?
Well, Aelin's personal loss, specifically leaving his daughter Rhea back in England, seems directly connected to his past apathy. Like he just shut down. But he possesses this deep knowledge of ancient texts, and he provides insight into how Larian magic could be used for both destruction, like blasting bedrock for ore, and deception, altering the perception of reality itself.
Which adds a layer of moral ambiguity even to supposedly beneficial magic.
Exactly. His camouflaged home in Middle Fork feels like a clever reflection of his desire to shed that past, find a new purpose.
And it's fascinating how he observes cultural differences, like people in Stephen's world needing warnings on coffee cups, a small detail, but it highlights the huge differences between the worlds.
Yeah, those little moments are great.
And finally, Mark Jenkins. His shifting identity is one of the most intriguing aspects, I think. He chronicles his own evolution from, and this is a quote, Mr. Greenpeace loving Earth, first soy milk-bleeding liberal anti-NRA gun control advocate high school teacher.
Wow, that's specific.
To a fierce warrior seeking vengeance for Bryn.
Yeah.
That is a radical shift.
It absolutely is. And Mark's story unpacks this profound mystery around his potential royal lineage in Eldarn. It's linked to the story of Ragona, a dark-skinned woman with the true monarch bloodline, possibly sent from Eldarn to Stephen's world by Lessek himself.
Which explains a lot.
It profoundly explains why racial slurs anger him so deeply, tying into his American family's history post-1619. And this raises a really important question. How do personal identity and historical ancestry intersect with these grand prophecies? Is he truly Eldarn's prince, or is this newfound warrior persona a destiny he's chosen?
He even invents Larian golf to cope with guilt after Rodler's death. And his perfect love for Bryn is so powerfully contrasted with her array of daggers and blades, marking her as a revolutionary. It's a truly rich character study. These individuals, through their unwilling journeys, they really showcase how deeply circumstances and magic can reshape a person, often revealing these unexpected reservoirs of strength or wisdom or a connection to some profound hidden history. Okay, moving beyond the characters now, let's talk about some of the crucial magical artifacts and confrontations that really drive the narrative forward. The Larian spell table and the wind scrolls, they're central to everything, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Linchpins.
The spell table. It's this powerful talisman that Nerak both needs and fears, and it's said to be warded by Eldarn itself. Its current location is incredibly specific, buried deep in a riverbed near a mountain with these uniquely growing pines above.
Yeah, these artifacts are truly the linchpins of the larger conflict. The third wind scroll is paramount. It supposedly contains the secret to Nerak's weakness.
What Gilmore urgently needs to access, yeah. And the devastating state of Sandcliffe Palace with Nerak's destruction of the library there. It just highlights the immense challenges the characters face. It's not just about finding these things, but surviving the remnants of Nerak's wrath, the physical decay of the world around them. These powerful artifacts aren't just tools, they're epicenters of conflict, holding secrets that can both empower and destroy.
The description of the mountain, marking the spell table's location, is so vivid. A stand of pines growing right out of the rock, sticking out all over, almost marking every point on the compass. You can almost picture it standing there like a silent guardian.
Definitely paints a picture.
Finally, let's touch on the harsh realities of Eldarn itself. This world. It's a treacherous environment. From the freezing rivers and the bitter cold of Traverse Notch to the ominous atmosphere of Wellstar Palace, described as a forbidding place with windows like depthless pools of midnight black. What aspects of Eldarn's environment or society felt most visceral or dangerous to you?
Eldarn is just relentlessly dangerous on multiple levels. Characters face these fierce Sauron monsters, described with open sores, boils, and pox marks, and a stench of death. Truly gruesome creatures.
Oh.
Then there are the elusive Almars and the ever-present threat of Malakasian soldiers and border guards, who are notably described as well-trained soldiers and not well-trained killers.
That's an interesting distinction.
It is. Subtle, but important. It suggests they enforce this strict, brutal regime rather than, reveling in gratuitous violence for its own sake. The very environment of Eldarn seems to reflect the harsh realities of the power struggles within it. It demands constant vigilance, adaptability just to survive.
And the details of their legal system are quite brutal, like the tag hangings, a form of execution for smugglers of outlaw writing, where placards are literally nailed to the chest.
Horrific.
Plus, the difficulty of even understanding the Malakasian dialect adds another layer of peril and isolation for our travelers. So as we wrap up this deep dive, it's clear how Lessek's Key offers such a rich tapestry of narrative. These sources reveal these intricate connections between characters, power, and deeply personal motivations within this grand, unfolding story. It's a really compelling blend of heroism, despair, and even some unexpected humor, all packed into a truly captivating journey.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? Here's something to think about. Given the profound capacity of magic in this world to alter perceptions, to create deception, like we saw so vividly with Hannah in the Forest of Ghosts and Aylin's explanations of Larian magic, how much of what these characters experienced was objectively real, and how much was shaped by their deepest fears, their desires, and the very magic they sought to control? It kind of invites you to consider that fine line between reality and perception in your own life long after this deep dive concludes.